Amazing week for us here. We have a lot happening this week. We have the Fed, which most likely will cut rates this Wednesday. So there's a lot happening. For sure, there's going to be a lot of volatility. So be careful if you're going to trade. Don't overtrade, especially don't overtrade on Wednesday because that day is going to be very harsh. But let's talk about it in today's video. So let's jump right into it. Hello folks, hopefully you had an amazing end of the week. You had a very profitable weekend. I personally did. I had an amazing weekend, very profitable. On this account, let me actually show you right here. Let me move this. We are at $26,000. What does it mean, Everton? Well, if you were not following along, I have been doing a lot of trades in September, and so far, let me actually pull up the trades right here. So far, adding all of these trades that we've done, we can even go back to September. Yeah, these two was to September. If we go back to every trade that we done, you can pause, you can add all of these manually. We are at 4.56% ROI. So we've made over $1,000, $1,300 so far with this strategy. And the most interesting thing, the most fantastic thing is that we are still halfway through September. So I've made 4.56%, and the copy trading has also done very good, 3.18% in this month so far. So I'm hopeful that this month we can go back above the 4% here with the copy trading, hopefully even above 5% and going back towards April returns that we had. So if you don't know what this is, what you're looking at, the copy trading is a way for you to just deposit your stablecoin here, and we do the trading for you, and we keep a little commission from the fees that we collected. So if we make profits, we are able to generate income. We take a portion of these profits and you keep the majority of it. So we've had amazing returns, as you can see. Imagine 3.18 in a single month. That is bonkers. That is bonkers. You're not going to find any stablecoin strategy like this. So you don't need to hold, you don't need to be bullish on Ethereum, on Solana, on Bitcoin, on none of these. You just need to hold USDC, deposit here on the topics, and we're going to trade cash settled options for you on Ethereum, on Bitcoin, on Solana, on whatever. But it is cash settled, meaning that you're not going to have exposure to other coins unless you want to. Then you can go with the profits, buy Bitcoin, whatever you want. But these are cash settled. So it is a stablecoin strategy passively, natively. So you're not going to be switching to any other things, and we're not going to be switching these tokens to Bitcoin or Ethereum to do trades for you. No, these are options that are settled in USDC. So no swapping to any other coins. Now, that being said, this week we're going to be having the FOMC as we're talking about it. So what does it mean? It means that Fed is going to be cutting rates. And when that happens, usually it means that it is cheaper for you to borrow money and to invest into other assets, maybe even riskier assets. And Everton, actually, what does it do? How does it matter to me? Well, it matters because now it means that the market can take more risks because the return is better elsewhere and not with bonds, T-bills, whatever, which are pretty much US debt. So they're going to be looking to make their money elsewhere with the money that they borrow, either reinvest into other things, but the ability to take risks goes higher. When it does that, usually Bitcoin, crypto is one of the places where they go to look for that extra yield, that extra ROI. And that usually means that crypto rallies when the Fed cuts rates. Of course, there were some periods of divergence where there were no cuts, actually raising the rates and actually had price increase on Bitcoin. But usually rule of thumb is that when rates go down, usually Bitcoin, the S&P 500, the stock market as a whole, they tend to go up a little bit more. So that is good for the economy. And Trump says that he's trying to push hard on these cuts, but a lot of cuts all at once, they're not very good. So hopefully it will be a gradual thing and not a lot of cuts back to back, because that can hurt the economy as well. That being said, let's take a look at the prices right here. We're currently with Bitcoin at 114,826, Ethereum at 45.19, we have XRP at 302, BNB and Solana that keep switching back and forth in market cap. You can see they're very close one to another. They have been flipping throughout the weekend. So BNB at 917, Solana at 234, and then personally, one of my favorites down the bottom at $52.91, we have Hyperliquid, which I believe will become a top 10 coin very soon. So I'm bullish and hopeful on that one. The free read is a neutral, and that is interesting because we saw it going towards the fear a little bit, then right back in the middle, 50 points more or less, still in the neutral. We saw altcoin season going all the way to the high 60s here and then dropping back to the 50s. So there's still a lot of uncertainty from the market. And this week, most likely everyone will be very careful with what they do because we are waiting for the Fed to do something. So keep that in mind this week. When we look at the volatility for Ethereum, it has been been dropping quite a lot. If you go to the 4 hours, you can see that we have been dropping, and that means less premium for us, but still everything above 60, we want to see 70, but everything above 65 is good for you to get some yield. As you can see, this has been dropping, but we've been making very consistent returns here on the topics. As I said, 4.56 for me and 3.18 for the copy trading strategy. So these things are going very, very well. And now I do believe that we are right here, right now. Let me actually pull it up. I do believe that this movement right here is exactly this one. And then we had this first leg and a correction, which is this first leg and a correction. And I think that this next leg right here will be the one where we see Bitcoin at 130,000, maybe even higher. Ethereum going above the $5,000. Altcoins also performing very, very well. But then I think this will be the end of the cycle. I'm no longer sure that we should see $175,000 in the cycle because we're losing momentum, in my opinion. But hopefully I'm wrong and we see 170, maybe $200,000 Bitcoin. I don't know. I'm still bullish by looking at the M2, by looking at predictions where we are in the market. Of course, I'm not an expert. I'm not going to be drawing lines here on the charts, pushing Fibonacci lines here and telling you that this is where it's going to retrace and this and that. No, there's plenty of channels that do that. So I'm not going to be the one doing that right now. But hopefully you get the gist. I believe we're still very bullish for Q4. I still think Q4 will be very, very good for us, especially for the top coins, and then most likely for the out season that will come right after this. So hopefully we're able to prepare. Still have the end of the year XRP open. This one doesn't look good, but hopefully it will make me at least 10, 15, 30% here ROI on that. But I'll keep you guys updated as we go. So I'll see you guys on Friday. Take care during Wednesday for the Fed meeting, but hopefully we're able to make some money all together. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon on Friday. Take care. Peace.